researchers, and Matika from Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and Floyd Mueller from Exertion Games Lab, Monash University. And here to introduce myself, I'm Oguz, and I'm an assistant professor of gameful experience. I work in post-human games in play, bodily technologies, human-machine, nature interaction, and I'm part of gamification group, which is in Tampere University, Finland, and we host more than 40 researchers focused on different facets of games and play and gamification. And a little warning, there might be some sensitive content, and I will warn it again. But so if you're, it's good to be aware of that. So, of course, question is, what are bodily extensions, especially in the scope of this project? And we define them in the study as kind of contraptions or devices that extends out from your body and shape changing. Some examples can be, for example, prosthetics, or maybe again more playful prosthetics like that. But it might be also stage costumes, such as this one that kind of extends out from your back, or this costail, which is actually designed for cosplayers and reacts to your hip movements, and yeah, many other things that can be similar to those. So in that project, you're taking two concepts into central. One of them is the body image, and the other one is the body schema. So what is body image? It refers to the player's perception of the extension related to the context, including other people, the situation, their look and feel, and their emotions. In your daily life, maybe you can consider, while choosing what jewelry you will wear or what clothing you will wear, you're kind of thinking of how you represent yourself to others, so this is quite related to your self-expression and identity. On the other hand, body schema refers to the body's inner principle of organization of its parts, and I will now make a little exercise here for you to understand. Actually, Dax Juanes told it me when we were interviewing him for this, and he's also here. So what we will do now is we'll bring in our fingertips together, but now, stop, we will do it while our eyes are closed. So close your eyes, and now bring your fingertips together. And now open your eyes. Most of you can realize that maybe you kind of achieved it in kind of a successful manner, and this is because you know where your body parts are without even seeing them. So this is about body schema. And there's also a second level of that, but you need 2 pens for that, so you can try it in the free time. Even if you do it with pens without touching them, you can still see that you're successful, because your kind of this principle also extends to the extensions that you have, or the tools you have at your hand. From again, maybe daily life perspective, if you wear a coat like that, you might need to organize yourself a little bit while moving to, and understand where your body is. And you might understand if you're wearing a, for example, robotic arm that extends or something like that, which is for sensitive content. This Inferno by Louis Dammers and Billborn. So that's a kind of a robotic compression, like an exoskeleton that dances. So these people are kind of being danced out of their will. So it's kind of a torture maybe at the same time. But you can understand how dramatically that would change the understanding of their body and their body schema. So of course, the third concept here is the playfulness. So we wanted to explore how these can actually afford playful things or playful experiences. Because while being playful, you can be a bit silly, you can be more open to exploration and experimentation. For example, this is BlizzCon, people are doing their cosplays and so on. So including playfulness actually allows us to be a bit more pushing the boundaries about those. And so when we look at that, our guiding concepts are body schema, body image, playfulness, and we want to discover the experiential aspects, uncommon experiences and uses, in experimenting with different situations when we have those bodily extensions. And to understand this better, we actually interviewed 5 designers for playful bodily extensions, and the things that we have included in our study. One of them was Wiggle Ears by Victoria Pang, and that's an interesting headband which wiggles your ears like that, depending on the emotional state. The other one is Armedyne from Mia Schmetta and others, and that's kind of a robotic arm that extends out from your torso and used for social dining experiences. The tail actually designed as a stage costume, but then it turned into kind of a phenomenological research topic of how we understand our body when we have those kind of extensions around. And Monarch, which was from Kate Hartman and Izzy Colpitts, and it's kind of that thing, that kind of shoulder pads that flaps depending on your bicep movements, and it is created for different modes of social communication. So we made a thematic analysis and created 5 design teams and 16 design applications. And I will not talk about all of them because it will take a lot of time, but they were about kind of social interaction, agency, incorporation process, dynamics of different contexts, and the identity. Let's look at one of them. So one of the things that we have found that we can design those extensions to induce playful experiences as a new social organ. So how can we do that? We might maybe use them to exaggerate our existing expressions. We can use them sensing other social cues, and also to maybe we can create an exclusive mode of communication through those devices. And we have created 16 design applications. I will show some of those. For example, the first one is driven by this theme of exaggeration and a little bit also a theme of sensing others. And I created those quirky videos by using Gen 1 artificial intelligence thing to explain this a little bit better. So this is me in Kaipol, and these are my kind of tentacle contraptions, let's say. And now kind of they are, moving according to, I don't know, maybe something that I react to. So this is somehow exaggerating how I express myself. And you can understand that this is quite a two-way understanding of this, because both others are seeing maybe your tentacles going crazy, and this most probably kind of brings them some kind of joy about that. But you also feel them that they're moving. It's kind of similar to this ear flapping thing, right? You kind of are excited about something and your ears started to flap, so you also feel it. And then this also induces an embodied understanding of kind of excitement and joy. But of course this can lead to, also unpleasant kind of situations. For example, in our 12th implication, we talked about how to design different modes that can match the context and lived bodily experiences. So this doesn't even necessarily about others seeing you as kind of silly when you have those, but it is about yourself. Imagine that you're maybe listening to a lecture in your house without no one kind of seeing you, but then you're excited about something and your tentacles start going crazy. This would kind of distract you about the content just because of the bodily feelings that you're having at that time. So that's why it needs to be also kind of fit into those different contexts. Another thing is making extensions shareable to avoid exclusion. And what does this mean? So this is also driven by this exclusive language, and more quirky videos are coming. So there's this person here communicates exclusively with an unknown language and apparently asks, "How is Kai?" to that other person there. And very cheerfully, this person with the flaps tells, "Awesome." And then there's this other, this is also me, this is how AI plays with my face, and kind of angry and excluded because maybe they're gossiping about this person, and this person also wants to gossip about whatever they're gossiping. You might think that this is unrealistic, but this is exactly a quote that we have got from one of our designers, because they were wearing these flaps in a barbecue party, and they were kind of playing around with those. And some people were like, okay, what's going on? What they're telling to each other, and then went and asked them, okay, I want to also have those, and kind of, join the fun. And the last thing I'll talk about is that is driven by sudden transition and lived experiences, is this kind of phenomena of cosplayers at a shop or store. I mean, I couldn't find any recorded kind of parts of that. This is also AI generated, but this happens. So maybe you're in a convention, you're doing good interactivity, but then you have to step out to go somewhere else with your own extensions playing around. And this is a little bit weird to others and to yourself, and this might, be off-putting about all these playful experiences that you had while in the magic circle. So that's why it might be also good to design easily activated idle off modes for extensions. Maybe we don't necessarily remove them from our body, but they can actually be adaptive to these different situations. We have many of those, so please go ahead and read the paper to see what all these design implications are about on Teams. And before finishing, I had some advertisements that might be useful for some people here. One of them is about Tampere University is hosting coaching sessions for Mercury postdoctoral fellowship. So if you're looking at that, please go that and disregard this deadline. There are still some spots, and maybe we can write something together if you would like to work on those different interesting playful bodily things. Other one is Floyd's lab, Exertion Games Lab, has a PhD position on foot kai, so go there if you're interested in foot kai kind of things. And we have many presentations coming from gamification if you want to see them, but that's enough advertisements, and thanks for listening to me, and I'm happy to get questions.